My name is Asghar and I am special correspondent of Associated Press of Pakistan.
Asghar, a special correspondent of Associated Press of Pakistan in China. He's a familiar face at the two sessions of China. This year, 2021, is his fourth report on the two sessions. What questions did he bring? What was he concerned about most?
During this year two sessions, I think this is the greatest achievement. Lifting more than 700 million people out of poverty, it's not an easy. So surprising for me that China is such a great developed country. Although China have not declared itself as a developed.
Welcome to this edition of When in China to hear Mr. Asghar's voice. The Associated Press of Pakistan is a state-run news agency with the head office in Islamabad. As a special correspondent in China, Asghar has been covering and following the two sessions since 2017, which is a very valuable opportunity for foreign journalists to learn about China.
You were talking about the two session. The other thing which I liked most is the 14th five-year plan that was adopted during these two sessions, and that again is a very good program, and it will it is in line with the President Xi vision of innovation and high quality production. So I think that 14th five-year plan, development plan, is also very, very important and crucial for the future of China.
The two sessions is the abbreviation for National People's Congress, NPC, and Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, CPPCC. In China, each year in March, the two sessions are held with a plenary meeting. Every 5 years is a term. During two sessions, the NPC and CPPCC members will come to Beijing to discuss related issues and proposals based on the past achievements and discuss the policies for the next year. Some policies for international affairs will also be announced.
I represent Associated Press of Pakistan. My question is that China has made great achievement in poverty alleviation, but we also can see some ongoing dispute over this issue. Someone questions that China's current poverty alleviation standards are lower than the international standard and thinks that China will face...
In the two sessions 2021, Asghar's focus was on poverty alleviation program in China, and he asked questions 4 times on this topic.
This year, especially the Chinese achievement about the poverty alleviation. So they announced the victory against the extreme poverty. I think this is big achievement. Lifting more than 700 million people out of poverty, it's not an easy thing. It's a very, very difficult task that China has achieved.
Since some areas of China and Pakistan are still facing poverty problem, Asghar is concerned about this issue very much.
I visited some village area in Xinjiang, then in Gansu province, especially in that area near Gannan, that is not far away from Lanzhou. And I have also visited some villages in Jiangxi province and Sichuan province, and I think that all these, because of these projects, also I visited one of project related to poverty alleviation in Tibet. So I think through such schemes and such province, people were, and also a large number of people were shifted from villages to cities, like urbanization. That played a very, very crucial role in poverty alleviation. You know, when the people go to villages, from villages to cities, so they are able to get jobs, start businesses. So through this way, it was basically a very comprehensive program under which Chinese government was able to pull out people from extreme poverty, and it is excellent. Like, you know, they were given loans and opportunity to set up businesses and start some employment. They were given houses in very close community, because when people live in villages, they live in scattered places, so it is very difficult to provide all the basic facilities. So the people shifted to you know to places where they could be provided basic facilities like education, like health, jobs. So people were provided opportunity to become self-reliant. So this through this way. So it was not 1, 2, 3 typical projects. It was basically a complete comprehensive program through which the people were pulled out of this extreme poverty.
Two sessions are very important. As China is a strategic partner, Pakistan and other countries can learn from China's experience in many areas, said Mohammed Asghar.
I think that during this year 2 sessions, Chinese government had set some other targets like carbon neutrality and some like giving employment and other economic activities too. And the projection of 6% economic growth rate for this year, I mean 2021. So this is it also shows about this, that China is progressing and developing rapidly. China is basically pioneering country in energy vehicles, production of energy vehicle, and it's new, and it will decrease dependence on all this oil and like things like this. So Pakistan, because is very close friend and neighboring country to China, and Pakistan is also cooperating in this sector. And but in our country, we are in the beginning. We have started this, but China is leading. Like in Beijing, when I first arrived in Beijing, I could see buses run by the CNG, and there were hardly I could see the this energy vehicle. But now I can see more than 80% transport in Beijing that is run by the new energy. So electric buses are very common in Beijing, and China has set also target for the replacement of all these transport from this traditional fuel to the new energy, electric. So I think that is very excellent program.
Asghar has been in China for 4 years and has traveled to many cities and regions.
After coming here, I visited several cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, Xi'an, and Kunming, and there is a long list. So after visiting that, it was so surprising for me that China is such a great developed country. Although China have not declared itself as a developed, but its cities are really very developed. In the beginning, my friends who were already here, they told me about that this is very easy. So I opened a bank account and then I connected with my WeChat. So paying and buying and everything is so easy. So you don't need to carry currency. So even you can pay this to for subway, for taxis, for having food on different outlets, buying clothes, shoes, paying your house rent and children school fee. So it's every you can do, and you can even you can buy different things from the big stores through WeChat payment system. So I think it's really nice. COVID, China was the only country that has a positive growth rate, positive economic growth rate. And I think because of its different policies, because China is the economy that is developing very fast, and it is world #2 economy, and the policies that initiated by the government, so and policies for the employment, policies for the ease of business. So all these, because of these policies, China is developing every day, day by day. I give you example, like during COVID. So it was, I'm telling about the Beijing. So the buses were available, subways, all mode of transport were available. It was very easy to go from one place to other place. There were some restrictions, but that restriction did not impede the development. So the development process continued, despite these are the difficulties in wake of COVID epidemic. So that's why the China, they registered over 2% economic growth even during the 2020, where all other countries, even Western countries, other rich countries, they all faced economic difficulties. I think these all happened because of the very good and robust policies of the government. I try to pass on this information to all of my friends, all of my family relatives. So I told them, even I invited one of my very close relative, my nephew, from UK to visit me in Beijing. Then I advised him to must go to Shanghai and see, because he is living in UK for last 20 years. And when he visited these cities, and he came to know about the real China. So maybe the perception of China is not like that. The China is so developed country, maybe. But one thing is the #2 economy in the world after US. So it is one of it itself reflects that China is a developed country, is a very rich country. And the other thing is that when my relative visited cities and he spent here some time, then he was really surprised and impressed. Chinese are very good hosts, and I usually go to my friend and have dinner or lunches together. And even last year, before this COVID, in 2019, when I visited Pakistan, so I was so surprised that some friend from Chinese embassy, they invited me on a dinner. So it was so surprising, and I was so happy over this gesture. So even I was visiting my own country, so they even took my care. So I'm getting very good and warmthness from my Chinese friend, and I'm really enjoying living in China. Both countries have completed 70 years of excellent friendship, and to my knowledge, more than 100 different events will be organized during this year to celebrate this marvelous friendship.